Alright, welcome to the first edition of Moon Magic and Messages. What's up, witches? I hope you've been having a good time. I apologize, I will be sipping on my drink and stuff like that while I am rambling on. Alright, I'm going to be using my deck of many things, right? Some of you guys already know what that is. It's a bunch. It's got everything in it from song lyrics to Confucius quotes, right? I'm going to be using that to pull out some messages, and we'll go over those at the end. I'm going to be going over the astrology first real quick and what I channeled for each planet and where they were, or where they are today, going to be tonight at totality. And then I've got a spell on how to make a protection charm, protection and shield charm. There you go. So that way when you cut cords, you're protected from them reattaching to you. Come here, you. Don't go nowhere. Alright, so are we ready to get into it? So we got the full flower moon going on, right? And this is a time of activation, right? The first buds of flowers are coming out for some areas, right? Some people, like for me, I'm already got things getting ready to start in my garden, things like that, flowers, my tomatoes and peppers and stuff are ready, right? So it's a time of year where you should be starting to see some buds of progress on things that you planted during Yule, because Yule is the new moon energy that is planting seeds of intention. So you should be seeing buds of intention planting. You know, if you put it in the prospects of a garden, Yule is when you're planning what you're going to plant next year, but you can't plant anything yet, right? You have to wait. Imbolc is where you start actively taking physical steps, buying plants, seeds, things like that, getting ready or starting to plant depending on what zone you're in, right? Full flower mode, Beltane. Beltane's a time for blessing the, blessing the herds with fertility and things like that, right? You run them through in between the fires, and you do fertility rites and things. Tonight is the time to do that. Or you can do those on the 30th. Maybe we'll do some fertility rites over in the silver cord. Anyway, I digress. So we got the full moon in Scorpio. I know some apps will say it's in Libra. It's not. It's in Scorpio because the sun is in Taurus. They will always, if you look up the actual charts yourself, you'll see that. Always go by where the moon's going to be at totality. It is spending some time in Libra, but during the 3-day casting phase. So if you do need Libra energy, you can do that. Just know that the Scorpio energy will be stronger still. Anyway, okay. Moon in Scorpio, Sun in Taurus, both at 7 degrees, right? And this is bringing in the energy of sevens, defensiveness, illusions, deceit, distracting yourself with either work or pleasures, right? Running a routine, either good or bad, just running a routine that's getting tiresome at this point, right? Uranus is bringing in a completion of a cycle, a message of a completion of a cycle here at 10 degrees of Taurus. Venus is at 6 degrees of Taurus, and it's like your heart knows the truth, and it sees the lessons, and it sees the lessons that are being taught right now, and it sees the lessons that are being learned right now. We're all mirrors and reflections, right? Mercury is bringing in more messages with the energy of 7 as well. Just letting you know if you don't see it, you're deceiving yourself, and you're asking for signs. The universe is going to keep bringing you signs to prove that you're right, right? That's, if it is, it already is. If that makes any sense. That's for somebody, definitely, right? Neptune in Pisces at 22 degrees is bringing in a master manifesting energy. If you are really tuned in right now, be mindful of what you are wishing for, okay? It's a very dangerous game when you get into playing with these energies and you are not specific on what you're wishing for, right? One of the reasons you come to Earth to learn these lessons, what? Imagine if you could create anything you wanted at a moment's notice. Think about how fast your nightmares get bad. Imagine you had that power to do that to yourself in real life. Be careful what you wish for, 1. 2, if you're going to ask for the truth, you better be ready to accept the truth, right? Don't ask for the truth if you're not ready for it, right? You have to be in a place where you got to be mindful of this. You want to be in a place where you're emotionally stable, that truth that you know is coming, you can accept it. Because you know it's going to be, a hard truth is coming. It's in the whole reading, right? We got Jupiter in Aquarius at 9 degrees, the balance of being grateful yet being burdened. but it is in the sign of hope and renewal. So it's a chance of trying to rearrange the routine, right? I got Saturn. For some reason, I wrote Saturn in cursive, right? Saturn is at 3 degrees of Aquarius, right? No, Saturn is at 12 degrees of Aquarius, bringing in the energy of 3, right? A new structure is needed, one where you feel more like a team and less like separate entities just sharing space. But to do that, you need a routine for everybody, right? Okay. Those aren't talking. Let's go with these. Pluto enters retrograde just after this moon in the house of addiction and toxic connections. This is going to be a undercurrent with the number 8 here, right? And the question is, how many times have you done this? How many infinite cycles have you run where you are learning and teaching these same lessons over and over and over and over again, right? Mars in Cancer is bringing it, 2 degrees of Cancer is bringing in that need for balance, need to balance it, right? A need to choose, a need to balance, a need for partnerships to make progress or a timeline to shift so that people that you can make progress with come in. Right? We have the North Node in Gemini at 3. 3 is all about foresight, community, collaboration is going to be needed to get through these new waves of heartache and separation. Now this is North Node in Gemini, right? I have a North Node in Gemini, guys. It's you got to work with it, right? You got to be able to work with it. You need to know what's going on. All right? And I got the deck is about to be reshuffled again. And the universe is about to read your timeline. What is it going to find there? Ask yourself that. Do not ask another reader. Okay? Alright. Who's ready for some magic? I have people opening and shutting doors. What time is it? Still got time for lunch. It's crazy over here, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Alright. For this spell, you are going to need, as per usual, salt, oil, a seashell, moon water, tea light candles. And now I say this, it's really easy to make your own tea light spelled candles, right? You just put them in a pot, just put the water just barely enough, just enough so that it's not sticking to the bottom of the pan. And then just simmer them for a minute until the wax melts, sprinkle in your herbs, and ta-da, you have your own spelled candles. So much is going to be maximum for the better business with that shit. But anyway, I am using lavender, peppermint, hawthorn, and mullins in the tea light candles and as our herb earth blend today. I'm going to be using dragon's blood with my oil. You will also need a petition paper. Right? I make my own spelled paper, but a regular piece of paper will work just fine. Like I said, you guys, this is all just supposed to be inspiring you to create your own altars. If all you have is just a rock, you don't even have a shell, replace, substitute, use what you have. All you need really is a bowl of water, and I would suggest at least 1 tea light candle. Okay. Or 1 candle. You can stand if you can stand the candle up in it. It's got to be able to stand up in the water, all right? Because that's the other part, is you need to slide that metal piece off, and you're going to want to be able to float this in a bowl later, okay? We're going to get to that. Some of you know where I'm going with this because you've seen a similar version of this before in the past. We also need our charcoal tab. I love these. This is what I use all the time. Okay. All right. All right, so we're going to start out. We're going to grind up our dragon's blood here. I actually got my little resin here. I'm going to grind that up. To a nice dust. Yep, my favorite little buddy here. He's got my spoon holder. You're going to want to take the dragon's blood, put it in your oil, stir it up. Alright, and save a little bit in here of the dragon's blood, and you're going to take your mix. This is my herb mix. Oh, look at that, my bowl is cracked. Man, people don't tell me when they break stuff. Alright, so we got my herb mix here, the lavender, the hawthorn, the mullein. What else I have? And peppermint, that's it, right? Alright, just going to put a little bit in there. So I need the rest of this for the big casting. Alright, and we're going to stir it up with that dragon's blood because this is going to be going onto the charcoal tab and it's going to be mixing into our earth, air, and fire elemental calls, right? The smoke is air and fire. Oil and herbs are water and earth. Okay, so we got that mixed, Alright, we're going to take our vessel here. This is, okay, so you want a bowl to work in, and then you want a heat-safe vessel. And I messed up. Alright. I need a bowl to work in. I got it. Ha ha ha. This could be my bowl to work in. I'm going to put this mix in a separate bowl. What do I got to work with here? Ha ha. Such a dork. This has got a remote clicker and a ring in it. I'll straight up tell you too. See this? The ring? Can you see inside it? Let's see. It's one of those ones that has a little thing in it that says I love you in a million different ways in it. Bought it for myself for Valentine's Day. Never be afraid to love yourself the way you want to be loved. That is true 9 of Cups energy. Don't be afraid to buy yourself things that you like that. Alright, so yeah, so this is going to be my vessel for the water. I'm going to go ahead and use this as my vessel, my heat safe vessel, and I'm going to fill it with salt. Table salt, y'all. It's fine. Let's be scientists about this. Chemical compounds, salt is salt. Alright, and then we're going to light our charcoal. And also, the oil, EVOO, y'all, you can add that to anything. You don't need to buy fancy, schmancy stuff and go broke. Oh. There we go. There it goes. See it sparkling? Love these things. And they stay burning, so you don't have to worry about them going out on you. And if you use fresh herbs, it's just easier. Okay, so for this vessel, we're going to want to put our shell. I'm going to mix it up. We're going to concentrate our shell first. We got to stir up our oil. Let this charcoal heat up. Yep. Okay. Give that a good little stir. Alrighty. So we're going to take, oh, nope, still need my spoon. We're going to take some of these herbs and we're going to put them on this lit charcoal here. Get a good little smoke going. Because now you're going to want to take your shell. You're going to want to bless it with the oils, right? Let's get going there. You want to bless it in the smoke. Need some help to get going there. Alright, and then we're going to sprinkle it with the herbs. I put it in the bottom of the bowl first for this. And don't be afraid to go over with this. You're going to actually want as much lavender as you, more lavender than anything else. Lavender is your friend in this one. The lavender is all about uplifting, right? Okay, so now that you have that, you're going to fill this up with your moon water. These are my moon water bottles. I've got a big jug to fill a very big basin for tomorrow night, one that will fit this bad boy in it, because you're going to want to cover your shell with water now. And see, now if you are a regular practitioner with moon magic, you will be tying in your intentions from your last full moon ritual also into this one by using your moon water that you created in your last in bulk full moon in March. Oh no, Ostara. I keep saying in bulk. Skipping right over holidays, man. Skipping over the holiday I was born on. That's a little messed up. Alright, so now you're going to want to take your candle. I do suggest still doing the consecrating it by spinning. I'll spin these 3 times when I do this. Put them in the air. And you're going to want to very gently put that on the top of the water so that you don't want to get the wick wet. And then we're going to give that a light. Alright, so now while that is burning, let's get into what I've got for this. Okay. Now, why am I using lavender, peppermint, hawthorn, and mullein? Lavender lightens, peppermint clears. Hawthorn is a heart healing energy. Remember we talked about all that heart stuff in the astrology, so it's a heart healing energy. This is supposed to be designed that you are either going to drill a hole in the shell when you're done, or you're going to put it in a bag to hang it over your heart space. That's what's going to be needing the most protection, and this is going to make something for you that is a bundle of power, right? This is drawing in moon energy into this shell for you, and if you ever need it for super protection at some point, you just put it on the ground, smash it with something, and it'll release that energy and give you the boost you need to put a shield back up, okay? Dragon's blood is all about power, protection, and manifestation, right? This is all supposed to be for guiding you along this path, okay? I wanted to get into all this before we get into the petition part, right? Because on the petition, we are going to be putting on the lotus flower with, and I'm probably going to say this wrong, unalome. It's a Buddhist symbol, alright? And it's about the Eightfold Path, and the lotus is all about blooming from the mud and the muck, and it is a very big Buddhist symbol as well. So yeah, there's a lot of, I'm going with big Buddhist lesson for this. The energies I channeled, y'all, it's all the same, alright? I'm going to get into how it's all the same, alright? So, I've got the lotus on top, right? One of the most beautiful symbols in the world, one of the most beautiful flowers, most powerful symbols, right? Of transformation, of coming from mud and muck and blooming into the most beautiful thing. The path here represents the Eightfold Path and the Four Noble Truths that lead you to this blooming peace state, right? Because a lot of people just want peace, and that journey is how you achieve it, right? Alright, so you're going to want to take your petition for me, and put your name on there, and then you're going to draw the symbol over it, right? So the Eightfold Path is all these lessons that you have to go through, right? In thought, in speech, in action, in livelihood, in effort, in mindfulness, in concentration, right? I'm missing one, I know. Someone was supposed to find me another one, the one I was missing, but I didn't get back to it. I am missing one, right? There you go with the concentration. I am not a master of the Eightfold Path. I am still much on it. Okay? Now, how you navigate the Eightfold Path, and if you don't know about the Eightfold Path, it is not that dissimilar to the 9 noble virtues, which are courage, discipline, fidelity, honor, hospitality, industriousness, perseverance, self-reliance, and truth. Can you see how similar they are, right? Courage, action, very similar. You know, discipline and mindfulness, very similar. Alright? And how do you navigate this path is you use the Four Noble Truths, or you accept the Four Noble Truths. This is how you find peace while you're walking the path, okay? Is the Four Noble Truths. The Four Noble Truths is suffering is inevitable. Attachment is the source of suffering. There is an end to suffering, and it lies at the end of the path. Alright. Oh, here's my thing on the Lotus and the Gnome. I got my paperwork messed up. Yeah, and it says the Lotus has been long revered for its ability to remain unsullied and pure despite its muddy, murky environment, right? We all go through a lot of lessons walking these paths and learning these lessons, okay? The Unalome. The Unalome is a symbol for the journey of enlightenment. It reminds us that the path is not always straight, perfect, or even the right direction. Our paths to awakening are filled with the twists and turns. We often feel we are walking in circles. Using this symbol in a casting adds the intention that you trust the path to unfoldment is leading you where you need to go. Okay, and the seashell symbolizes not only your shell of protection, but a womb of power. And you are putting it inside the cauldron, which is the womb energy as well, and now you're filling it with intention and energy as well. See where I'm going? Okay. Oh, that's it. For that, okay, so to finish this off, what you will do is you will take your thing, you will put your intentions, your words, anything that you're working on, or just your name, the symbol, or if you want to switch it up and put a different symbol on it, whatever you need to draw moon energy in, just have an intention on what you're drilling it in. I actually like, I kind of stole it from Little Mermaid, but that's how it came in my mind, is you know how she has the seashell on her neck and she's got Ariel's voice in it. Now, but I want you to do this for you. But what I want the intention to be, and what I'm going to be doing for me, is putting my voice in the womb of protection so that I can continue to clearly speak and maintain my healthy boundaries and not feel like I cannot speak up. Right? I think a lot of us need that. Alright, so you're going to bless it with the oils. Right? Some herbs. Some of the herbs. Like I said, don't ever put them all in. I like to do 3 folds every time. 3 times 3, make it be. And then we're going to pass it over the smoke. And then you're going to set it on fire. Do not burn yourself. Fire safety. I keep a fire extinguisher under my desk. I suggest all witches do the same. Alright, when you feel confident that it is burned enough, you are going to drop it in the water. Releasing that intention into the water as well. You will let the candle burn until it snuffs itself out in the water. If you're really, really lucky, what will happen is that little thing on the bottom will melt and pull down, and it will just draw all the power right into it. Doesn't always work that way, but the fire energy does get absorbed no matter how it goes out. Alright? Okay, so what did we get for our cards? Got very divided energy here. I got for every question there is an answer, and for every answer there's only just another question. And I got, I think you have no heart, and I had a mind once to try to give you mine. Should we get some more? While this candle burns for a minute. What are we at? 24 minutes? I'll go to 30. What other messages do we need this month to help us get through? What energies are people dealing with right now that they need help with? Someone telling you you have no heart, use this to protect your heart. If someone is hurting you and you're setting healthy boundaries and they say you have no heart, use this to protect your heart. Through dangers untold and hardships unnumbered. Come on now. Damn it! I can never remember that line. It's my quote on my Facebook profile. What do we got? I got, yeah, I'm the bleep head fairy that sprinkled beep dust on this and created this whole situation. And I got, don't ever let anybody tell you that they are better than you. Alright? Alright, y'all, that is all I have got time for tonight. I got to go get my big altar set up. Please come join us over there. Links are below to the Coven the Silver Cord on Facebook, where I will be sharing you my altar that will be presenting a vessel big enough to hold this bad boy. You can comment and get on the group spell spiral, where I will be doing a giant petition with a spiral of everybody's name that joins in on that, free to all members. I also offer personal petitions for those who really are in need and you just do not have any of this stuff or the energy to do it yourself. I do those for donations, alright? Personal petitions for donations, alright? And yeah, I believe that's it. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and windy paths with me. I'll catch y'all on the energy ride later.